Hi Scorpio, I'm Anisha. To know more about my work, you may visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are seeking deeper clarity, be it in your love lives or your career, for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Scorpios, there are three things that cannot be hidden in this world: the sun, the moon, and the truth. It's one of my favorite quotes by the enlightened Buddha. And I think this is something that comes to the mind as we are starting the month with a full moon, and which is there in your house of home. This is the house of Cancer, and this also rules your mother. Now, when full moon happens in this specific house, it speaks about family, it speaks about your roots, the place where we come from, the place which anchors us or destroys us. It speaks about seeking security, seeking comfort in the place where we live. It also speaks about the people with whom we share this space with. For a lot of you, it will be about renovating, it will be about leasing, buying, renting. It will be even moving to another town, if possible, in the current challenging pandemic situation. For some of you, it can be that your mother's health is of concern, or you're concerned about her, and you're trying to get your parents to move in with you, or maybe you might go and stay with your parents for a certain time. Full moon normally illuminates things which may not have been visible to us earlier. And because this has to do with home, it can be something around the family area. It could be that recently you've come to know something around the family dynamic, or maybe about something that you were not aware about. This is also a time that the needs of your family get highlighted to you. It's not that you've not been aware about it earlier, but maybe how important or pressing or heightened it is. That is something that it will make you sort of take a decision during this time. Uh, this specific house also is a very karmic house, so it speaks about the past, the history, the insight that we have gained from our past, and to where it is that we are heading into. On the 5th, we have Mercury that comes to join Sun in your house of career, and then we have a new moon as well on the 18th in this house. So there are a lot of conversations around your work, your career. Some of you could be contemplating a career change. Some of you could be quite stressed about the uncertainty regarding your work. You do not know as to where or how things are panning out for you at this point of time, or the direction that you need to be going. And you could also be thinking about your goals. And I think for a lot of you, some of the goals you may have achieved. For some of you, they could be in the pipeline and they need correction. It's it's one thing to want something, achieve it halfway, and then there is another way to realize that the rest of it is maybe I would say not possible, but maybe there's a better way or another way of doing it, or maybe adding another aspect onto your goal or to your dream. So you'll be thinking about the bigger picture, because where your work is concerned, maybe you could be dealing with a large organization, which you sort of having to work with the political aspect of it. What is right, does it work? There could be a legal issue as well, and you could just be trying to sort of figure out as to what are the plans of your organization ahead. And I think uh, broadly speaking, this is quite true for a lot of organizations in today's challenging pandemic situation. Uh, some of them are having to cut down, whether it is let go of people, or take salary cuts, or even their own future as to how long can they sustain in the current situation. And for so I think you would be seeking a lot of clarity as to where it is that you want to be. But with Sun and Mercury being over here, and Sun is again one of your ruling planets, and it gives a lot of courage. It gives you that confidence that things are going to be turning out quite all right. And Mercury is going to be encouraging you to have these important conversations. Maybe you need to be asking things more directly. You need to be having that courage to be, asking as to where it is that you stand eventually into this entire thing from the company's perspective. For those of you who could be on the creative side, say if you're a writer or you work with communications or technology, it's a it's a good period for you. You could have quite an interesting conversation with your boss during this time, and your focus is, of course, is going to be where it is and how it is that your career path is unfolding right now, and where it is that the organization sees you and your role, and what are their plans for you in it. There is going to be a lot of recognition that's given to you for your work. There are going to be accolades and credibility that gets given to you. It's a good time to be formulating long-term goals. It's a good time to be especially ensuring that they are realistic, they are attainable, and they will help you get a stable life and a job ahead. On the 8th, we have Venus, and she's moving into your house of higher mind. This is also the house of it's also a house of further studies, and Venus is going to be making you want to be free as a bird, independent. You're not going to want to get tied down to anything or to anyone, and you're very keen to expand your mind, learn new things. In fact, it's a wonderful time to be learning a new language as well. It's you could also be during this time taking a long trip. I hope that's possible again with the current pandemic situation. I hope that things come under control and travel opens up and everyone is safe, and we're able to conduct our businesses and travel safely. So there is an indication of a long travel. Unfortunately, if so it happens that simply cannot happen, then I think a lot of you could be studying virtually online, maybe with a university that is not in the same country as you are, and you could be you could be very keen to expand your mind, learn new things, philosophies, and also I think share that with others as to what your learnings are. On the 20th, we have Mercury that moves into your house of friendships, and then on the 23rd, we have Sun that moves over there. Now, Mercury in this house is going to be bringing about a lot of conversations, especially as far as groups of friends are concerned, or if also it's a work group that you are there, you need a lot of people, a sort of a community, a group of people who have similar desires, goals as you do, so that you can bounce off ideas, and the ideas can be quite unconventional during this time. You could be thinking literally out of the box, and it could be something that could work really in favor. So with Mercury and Sun, you will have the courage to sort of speak your truth. If you have previously been, or you've shied away from sharing something, say you're writing a piece of work, and you want to collaborate with others, and you've just been shying away from, thinking that I don't know whether it is good enough or not. But this is the time I think you'll have the sense of self-conviction, and you will feel more drawn to original ideas and concepts. And I think there is also a lot of communication that you can expect with your friends, and you really, I think, also wouldn't want to deal with a lot of emotional drama during this time. So it's just healthy discussions, sharing of opinions and ideas. Now, Mars is going to be there in your house of day-to-day chores and your health for the next 6 months, which is very rare, because Mars normally transits for a very short time. And even though it goes retrograde, in September. But the 6 month duration is quite it's for the rest of the year. And Mars is going to sort of push you to be really driven to work. You're going to be working hard. You're very keen to sort of add new projects to your kitty. And even as far as your health is concerned, though try and not go overboard, Scorpios, because you can sort of risk, an injury or something. Mars tends to push you also too much, with this too much of um, I think enthusiasm, and at times which tends to be a little risky as well. You may just push your health, you may just sort of overdo the crunches and pull a muscle badly, or take things to another level on your food. So try and keep the balance. But I would also say that because this house is quite a mundane house, the house of day-to-day chores and your health. Try and ensure that you're working out at the same time, because the stagnation also is something that will, um, with Aries being over there, if you do not pent up all that energy, it's going to really frustrate you. You could sort of just be more snappy, and you could get into arguments, and you could just generally be picking up fights with people, or getting offended very easily. So great time to be looking for a new job as well, Scorpios. For those of you who are looking for a new job, a new project, I think it's a great time for you to be, sending your resume, speaking with people, networking, and putting all the constructive energy into it, and not getting frustrated and short-tempered with others. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Scorpios. I know I have not been as regular as I should be. I do plan to stay more regular now. I thank all of you for being so incredibly patient, for your followership. Please do keep sharing my content. It will allow me to create more such wonderful content for you. Stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.